Welcome, guys, to another episode. Today, I've got a fantastic episode for you guys. So today, we're going to be talking about interesting thing. And actually, today, I actually just wanted to motivate you. I want you to feel good. Listen, I'm in a suit. I just realized I hadn't worn this suit in a while, and I kind of like it because it makes me feel good, makes me feel polished, and it actually just makes me feel you know, suave. All right. So today I want to talk to you guys about goal setting. So I was kind of interested. So I was doing a study. I was doing this statistic, this math, and I kind of wanted to find something. So imagine this, right? You know when you say someone's like, "Hey, you want goals? You need to set goals for your life. You don't have any goals for your life. You're not going anywhere." Your parents like, "What's your goals, Timmy? Timmy, what's your goals?" Right? They're like, you gotta set goals for yourself because when you don't set goals for yourself, what ends up happening is what you amount to be. They say you're a low life. You're gonna be, the kid that no one likes. You're gonna end up to nothing. Like, what's your goals in life? You meet your girlfriend's family, and they're like, "Hey, tell me, so what's your goals for our daughter?" Right? Boom, you go to work, and they're like, and you're a salesperson. They're like, "Hey, Timmy, what's your sales goals for the week?" You're right now in fitness. They're like, "What's your fitness goals for the week?" In your health, they're like, "What's your health goals for the week?" Heck, you probably even talking to God right now. And God's like, "Yo, Timmy, what's your goals to get to heaven? How you gonna do it?" And you're like, "You know what, God? I don't know." Or maybe you set a goals. Maybe you set a goal for, your financial goal. You're like, "You know what? In the next 5 years, I'm gonna make 100 grand a year. In the next 10 years, I'm gonna buy 7 houses. And I'm gonna own all the apartments in my area. In the next 15 years, I'm gonna own all the hotels. In the next 20 years, oh my God, it's gonna be like I'm gonna be on the billboard. In the next 40 years, you know what? I'm gonna be, richer than Elon Musk. In the next Listen, if people could literally come in and tell you and be like, "Hey, listen, I set goals," because most people set goals. Listen, you know what's interesting is I'm actually going to review the stats to you, which is kind of fascinating, and then I'm going to prove my point. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this. This is from Inc.com. Ignore the ad. I don't know why they think we are ad watchers. We don't do actually. I really like that. So here's the thing. So science says 92% of people don't achieve their goals. Interesting. Look at the stats. 92% of people. Okay, don't achieve their goals, and here's how other 8% do, right? So it's just kind of going to talk about setting goals, the goals, blah, 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 all the good stuff, right? But I'm actually here to tell you today, okay? Drum roll. Let me see if I have drum roll. Do I have drum roll? Do I have drum roll? Okay, I don't have drum roll, but let me see. Let me see if I can get you guys to clap. Clap. Let me see. Woo! Okay, let me see if I'm clapping. Okay. I can't do drum roll, so we'll get the cheers. Okay. Please, as you guys know, yeah, we got to work on the sound effect for this show, okay? But I actually believe you shouldn't set goals. Whoa, 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 whoa! Did you just tell me I shouldn't set goals? Yeah, all the business people right now, like, what did you say? Did you just tell me no goals? Oh my God, I can't listen to you right now because you just said no. Actually, well, listen first. Listen, Linda, listen. And I don't know if you probably don't get it, but I get it. Listen, Linda, listen. All right, I'm having fun right now, but let's talk about this. 92% of people don't hit your goals. They're like, "Oh wow, 92%. Okay, what is 92%?" Let's use context. If I have 100 people and 92 people don't reach it, only 8 people do. I'm like, it's not that much. Now you have 1,000 people. 92% of 1,000 is 920. So you have 920 people that don't hit their goals. You're like, whoa, okay. If I have a million, now I have 920,000 people that didn't hit their goals. Oh my God, now I starting to see. If I have a billion, now I have a 920 million people that don't hit their goals. You see, 92% depends on what you're using as your case study and what you're using basically as a test size. But the more you go, the bigger you get. Boom. The more you're kind of looking at a perspective where 92% can actually be a large amount of number, right? But we're not going to get into that right now. So this is actually what I want to talk about. I want to talk to you about goals in a sense as to a different approach. So this is the approach I want to look at it. So here's the reason why I believe most people don't reach your goals. Okay, think about it, right? Think about it. If I ask you what your goal right now, let me know in the comment section. Tell me what's your goal. What are your goals? Because obviously we all have goals, right? I mean, you get out of bed, you have a goal. I'm going to tell you right. I'm not even going to be hypocritical. I have goals. I write my goals down every morning and every evening. Okay, so that's me being a hypocrite because I'm saying don't set goals. Okay, I'm going to tell you what you should do. Stay and stick around to the end of the video. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to be really short. This is going to be a short one, but stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you what to do because most people are not going to get and catch on what I want to say, but stick around if you want to find out, right? But when you focus on goals, okay, when you focus on your goals, you actually have a tunnel vision. Imagine right now you are making let's hypothetical. The average salary in the United States, I believe, is 32 to 41,000. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's anywhere between 32 and 41. Someone can correct me. Feel free to correct me. But 32 to 41 grand. Okay. Now, the average cost of living, if you factor in inflation right now, if you look at the average rent mortgage is around what, 1,600? 600 average rent and average mortgage is about 2,200, something like that. So, which means by the time you pay your mortgage or you pay your bills, you probably have negative $50 left, negative 200. And then guess what do you have to do? Now you have to wait till the next paycheck comes in. And then once you get your next paycheck, you give it all away and you have just enough money to buy food to go back to work and then keep on going. Now, if that's the way you're living your life, that's on you. If you want to keep living your life that way, that's on you. I'm not here to tell you need to change your life. What I'm here to say is if you want something better, you're going to have to think different. Okay, that's the whole point. I think I'm going to change this from the Evolution Podcast to the Thinking Differente. You see what I mean? It is thinking different. Okay, we need to approach things from a different perspective. Okay, so that is my Nelson Mandela voice. Okay, so this is Nelson Mandela. Okay, this is the freedom. But just kidding. As you can see, guys, I'm having fun. Listen, if you don't have a sense of humor, I don't know what you're doing in life right now. But let's take it from a perspective of this, right? You want to go ahead now. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You're in a position in which you're not making enough money. You're barely able to survive. You wake up. Your life is kind of in a misery. You're like, you know what? I can't. You know, you want to take your kids to school. You want to go ahead and your daughter's like, hey, dad, can I sign up for ballet? And you're like, no, we can't. Not this. We have to wait till next. You can get them next year. Or your son's like, hey, dad, I gotta join the wrestling team. I gotta join. And you're like, I can't really afford that right now. You're gonna have to just go wrestle with your brother, right? Or your wife is like, we haven't been on a vacation in since our honeymoon, and you're like, yeah, well, that's not too long. And she's like, no, it's been 15 years, and you're like, okay, you see how the pressure starts to build up, right? But you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do? What's a person supposed to do? That's where this comes in. Okay, that's where this comes in. Listen to this. Listen, Linda, listen. Okay, so here's what you should do. Think about it. The amount of money you make right now. I'm always gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this. I want you to listen to me as I say it. The amount of money that you are making right now is in direct proportion to the value that you provide. And also, I will add, it is also based off of your habits. Hold on, let me say with a different accent right now. Okay, I'm gonna say with a different accent. The amount of money that you're making right now is in direct proportion to the value that you provide and basically to the habits that you set for yourself. I'm gonna say it again with my normal accent. I don't even know which accent I'm saying right now. This is just the amount of money that you provide. I'm gonna say it right now. The amount of money that you're making. If you want to make more, then you have to think different. All right. I was having this conversation, and I've had this conversation with a numerous amount of people, and I believe the path to success. Because the reason why you're watching this is if you are financially stable, financially set, and you're like, you know what, I make $20 million a year. You're probably not watching this video. You're probably watching this video. And you're like, you know what, I make 40 grand. I make 50 grand. You know what? That's why I'm watching this video. And if that's you, then keep watching. Okay. So let's kind of get into this. Let's get into this perspective because like I said, I've just been entertaining at this point in time. Keep watching. But if you think about what's the first thing you do when you wake up, when you get out of bed, all right? What is the first thing you do when you wake up and get out of bed? I want you to think, to pause, take a step back, and I want you to think about it. What do? Most people, what they do is they get up, they go on their phone, they go on social media, look at Facebook, and they saw somebody posting something of, oh my God, I just got a new dog. And you're like, and then you scroll through that, and someone's like, oh yeah, look at that. Did you? And then you look around, your wife's awake. You're like, hey Sarah, did you see this? Did you see that little Jimmy just got engaged? What? Oh yeah, I remember when he was like 4. Jeez, that kid could not even like pick up his left hand from his right hand, and then you go around and you keep scrolling through social media, and then you see people your age, like, ooh, and then you start feeling depressed, and you're like, you see somewhere where someone you went to high school with just bought a brand new truck, and then you're scrolling your Facebook right now, and you see someone out there posting your 5-star restaurant that that's your next door neighbor. Then you scroll around, and then there's always that one person get divorced. You're like, okay, yeah, we already knew it. But then you keep going, and then you're like, and then you're watching cat videos, and then you scroll around, and you do that for about 20 minutes, and you get out of bed, and you brush your teeth, and you wash your face, and then you get into traffic, and then you realize, and then you walk around, and you act about you talk about how much you honking at people, you don't want to go to work, you get to work, you clock in, you look at everybody, and then you pretend to like the environment that you're in, you pretend to like everyone that you're in, you smiling at people, knowing that it's deep down it is not real, and deep down you're just faking it, right? But now, where does it all start? Where does it all start? It starts with how you get out of bed in the morning, right? Because then again, the success, the thing about goals is this. I'm going to say this because I'm taking a long time to get to the goal, and you guys are like, Emmanuel, land the plane, land the plane. Take where are we going to? Here's the most interesting thing about goals. I'm going to say this, okay? The most interesting thing about goals, it is not the act of setting goals itself that projects your life and promotes you to a better place. What actually determines the ability of you hitting your goals is basically what you do on a day-to-day basis. Okay, take a listen. All right. So let's look at it from this first perspective. First thing you do, you get out of bed, you check your phone, you're like, ugh. You scroll around and you're like, yeah, see that? Sarah, yeah, whatever Sarah did. But how about you look at it from a different perspective? You get out of bed, you're like, no cell phones. You get out, you know what? You can be religious, you can be not religious. You take a moment, be grateful for being awake, because guess what? Probably a few, you and maybe you and a million, 200 million people, 300 million, however many people went to bed, but not all of you woke up at the same time. You're like, yeah, fair point, fair point. So what are you talking about, Emmanuel? Be grateful for being one of the chosen ones. I personally believe that no matter how miserable your life is, you can have the most miserable life. When I mean the most miserable, I mean you could have the most miserable life, but you are awake today. You're awake right now. You are watching and listen to this if you're watching and listen on Spotify. Which, by the way, guys, if you're listening on Spotify and you're not hitting the follow button, then what are you doing with your life? What are you doing? That's the first step to hitting your goals, is hitting that follow button. You want to achieve your goals? Hit the follow button first, so I can reveal the secrets. I'm going to give you going once, going twice, going. How do they do it? Going 3 times. Yeah, I think so. And gone. So to the person with the follow button. All right. Now that's the auction there, just having fun. But let's look at it from this perspective here, right? Is you look at it from a perspective of, okay, I get up in the morning, I'm grateful for everything that basically happened. What's the next thing you do, right? Rather than spending 15 minutes going on your phone, you get out of bed, you know. I would recommend do a few stretches, do a few workout, get your body going, stretch, do things that you got to do, move it, get it, move it, move it. I like the way you move it. I like the way you move it. I like the way you move it. All right. So move those muscles, move that body, shake it. Okay. So, oh, I'm having fun. All right. So move your body. Get to the point in which you're basically, you're moving, you're basically being athletic. Get you. It doesn't matter how you're like, oh, well, I haven't moved this muscles and this joints in the past 30 years. I don't know. You move to the left and you hear the, you move to the right and you hear another, you move to the left and it's just your joints just cracking. Stretch them. Stretch those muscles, baby. Stretch them. Okay. So stretch it. Get yourself stretched. Get yourself. Whoo, do it with me. Do it with me. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, do some stretches. You can watch this video in the morning. If you're watching me in the morning because you found me on TikTok or you found me on something or whatever it is, because, guys, I make content. This video may be live right now, but it's still going to be chopped into a million pieces and posted across social media. So do some stretches. Yeah. Okay, good. Now that's it. If you're like, oh my God, Emmanuel, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Listen, I'm just realizing something I love the podcast, but I'm like, I gotta be me and I gotta be fun. I gotta be entertaining, because you guys won't be like, oh well, today guys, we're gonna be talking about and then okay, yeah, okay. Thanks again for you guys joining me here. Bye. Now we're gonna be energetic, okay, and we're gonna be exciting and I like the way you're moving. I like the way you're moving. I like the way you move it. Okay, so back to what I was saying, right? So get up, you stretch your muscles, you stretch your body, get that blood flowing. Afterwards, I highly recommend this. Highly recommend. Wake up. If you know you have to leave the house at 7:30 because you got to get in traffic, enough time to complain about that person that's in there, you're like, beep, 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 beep. Move. If you know you got to do that, then yeah, okay. I recommend this. Wake up an hour before you have to get ready. So if you usually get up at 6:30 to wake up to leave at 7:30, I recommend get up at 5:30. You're like, Emmanuel, whoa, 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 chill, bro, chill. No, you can't be telling me wake up at 5:30. What do I look like to you? Do I look like somebody that doesn't sleep? Do I look like somebody that dang gonna be sleeping? What? Listen, wake up at 5:30. Okay, I know I'm losing a lot of people there because everyone's like, "Oh, I love my sleep." Listen, me and sleep, we best friends. Whoa, okay, no, 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 no. You can give me any other advice, any other motivation you want to give me on, but don't tell me to cut my sleep because listen, when it comes to sleep, listen, me and sleep, we got a date, we got a personal relationship. Okay, me and sleep, we're buddies, we're homies. Okay, it's my that's my dog, that's my dog. Okay, which is Oh my God. Okay, listen, if you're not laughing with me right now, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but you got to be laughing. Listen, life is, I want to be more entertaining. I'm trying to bring more entertainment here. Okay, so be entertained. Okay, so you get up, one thing, wake up early. I highly recommend this. Pick up a book. If I haven't lost you already, I probably would have just lost you right now because I just said pick up a book. Because I mean, the amount of people, I think less than what, 4 or 5% of the population actually read. So after higher education, which means after college. Most people read while in school, but then they get out of school and they're like, whoa, no more books, burn the books, get away from the books, no more books, time to party. But no. Okay, because if you're watching the Evolution podcast, we don't do time to party. Every day's a party. Just kidding. No, but I recommend wake up an hour early, pick up a book. Okay, you're like, you know what? I'm going to read the book, whatever it is. Pick up a newspaper. It doesn't matter, but pick up something to educate yourself. I use the 2020 rule. So I typically, when I wake up, if I have to get out, leave the house, wherever, I wake up 4 hours prior. So which means if I have to leave the house at 7:30, I'm up at 3:30. You're like, whoa, too much, bro, too much. Nope. No waking up at 3:30. You're like, that's 3:30. That's the devil's hour. Yeah, no. Nobody's waking up at 3:30, dude. Chill, calm down, relax. 3:30? No, we're not doing that. No. You're probably thinking I was buying the waking up at 5:30, but you're telling me 3:30. What do I look like? Do I look like Mark Wahlberg? Do I look like I'm trying to audition for something? No. You probably say, I got kids. Okay. You're probably like, Emmanuel, you waking up at 3:30 because you don't have to wake up with a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. You're probably like, you're like, man, you wake up at 3:30. You're probably going to bed at 7. I need 10 hours of sleep. I understand. Listen, I understand. Doesn't matter what life it is. You need 10 hours. You need 8 hours. You need 7 hours. You need 6 hours. You need 5 hours. You need 4 hours. It doesn't matter how much time you need. Wake up early. Understood? Okay, good. Back to it. Okay, straighten up the suit that I haven't worn in a very, very long time. Because listen, guys, I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think the suit? Because I actually like the suit. Being honest, I know I'm getting really, really distracted right now because I actually have like a bunch of what do you call it? A bunch of slides I'm supposed to be going to, but we're actually gonna keep this a little short as we get to position. But let me know. I think the new swagger of the podcast is gonna be put on a suit jacket, smile, wave, like, hey, what's up? You guys like my suit? Yeah. No. Okay. No. That's probably a little bit weird and creepy, but yeah, we're not gonna do that. But I like it. I actually do. I like it. Looks makes me look sharp. Okay, but back to it. All right. Wake up, read a book. It doesn't matter what it is. 2020 rule. So 20 minutes. So actually the reason why I do 4 hours prior is because I'll give you guys a breakdown of my routine and I'll give you guys my suggestion for what I think you should do for yourself. Okay. So my routine, I wake up 4 hours prior because it takes me an hour to get ready. Because the reason why is because I spend like 15 minutes watching a podcast and then like another 15 minutes of like, you're like, whoa, man, you watch a podcast, you just told me not to. Well, there's a sequence for it. Okay. So chill. All right. Here's what I do first. I wake up, I work out for an hour, 30 minutes of workout, 30 minutes of stretching. Hour, then I spend 30 minutes reading. That's it. 30 minutes. That's what I do. So I use 30 minutes to read, which is I like to read Audible. So there's a thing on Kindle where you can actually listen to the book and read the book at the same time. So you can have if you have the Audible and Kindle version, it's a little bit more expensive, but I like to do the Kindle and Audible version. So I listen and I have the author reading the book to me as well. And then after that, I do 15 minutes of Speechify where I read either a document from a downloaded document from somewhere or basically a PDF or something, but something technical. I do that, right? So that's the first one. So that's 90 minutes done. The next 90 minutes, what I do with the next 90 minutes is I spend 90 minutes working on working on the podcast that we're doing right now, coming up with the topics, researching everything we're going to talk about. After that, I spend some time working on increasing my knowledge, especially in the tech areas, because one of my visions, guys, is to be a tech CEO. Okay. So, and to be a tech CEO, you kind of got to be a little bit techie. So, hence the reason I got to get techie. And then, if I have some downtime, I spend some time working on and reviewing the financials for the business and all the other good stuff that comes with it. Right. That's basically me. 90 minutes. So, that's 3 hours. And then, I leave for 4. And then I start to work. So the 4 hours that I wake up for, it's not even work. That's just preparation. Then the work begins. And my work is pretty much either traveling, meeting people, meeting people, meeting people, and meeting people. Yeah, shaking hands and all that good stuff, right? So but yeah, no, that's basically the simple thing. So that's the reason why I wake up, is just to basically give myself time, because the reason why I wake up early is because if you wake up at 6:30, everybody else is waking up at 6:30. Right? So which means now you have distractions. I wake up early because I don't want distractions. I don't want people in my face. But you're like, Emmanuel, well, I have to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I'm like, I've had times in which I've woken up at 1 a.m. and I've worked, till 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. that same day. If you find yourself low in energy, coffee. Right? There's natural supplements. If you find yourself perpetually really low on energy, and you're going to a position where you're like, well, I'm always low on energy. If you're always low on energy, then you might be looking at your B12 levels, which if your B12 levels are low, then you want to talk to a professional, because if you're always sleepy and tired and like always like, then you're probably having to deal with a low B12 levels, which that's a problem that you want to discuss with your doctor or your professional, or whoever it is that you're basically what's the lack of the word I'm looking for, whoever it is, it's your physical primary care person, right? But the main thing I say is you got to focus on the system. So set systems. If you want to make $1 million, now you guys ready for my take on this? If you want to set $1 million, right? If your goal is like, you know what, my goal is $1 million, I need money, let's say that's your goal. The reason why I'm doing the accents, because for some reason the accent seems to amplify and make it a little bit more exciting, right? But let's say that is your goal, to make that much amount of moolah. Now, here is the most interesting thing. First, you have to do is you have to say, okay, what is the habits of someone who makes $1 million? You're like, well, you're probably watching it and they're like, well, they meditate and they go, okay, maybe that is it. I don't know. Pick a mentor. Pick somebody that's doing it, right? Pick somebody that's doing and then pick an industry that has a proven track record of making millions. It could be, you could go into tech, you can go to insurance, you can go into whatever industry that you want to go into. And then once you go into that industry, then you can go and say, you know what, I'm going to learn this industry. I'm going to take my traits and learn, then spend the next 5 years developing the skills, and then go from there, right? But you have to understand that it's a process. There's nothing that happens instantaneously. You're not going to become an overnight success. That Instagram video that you watch is like, boom, this is me at 18, at 15. Or you watch a video like, I won. I came out of my mother's womb. I was, well, technically you don't come out of one, but at 1 second, I came out of my mother's womb. Didn't have any money. At 5, I was working in the fields of the kitchen, and I was doing my due diligence. At 9, I was still sleeping in my parents' house. At 13, what did you do at 13? At 13, I was fighting against bullies and defending and saving the school. At 15 was when I realized I needed to change my life. I can't keep living like this. I can't keep pursuing this avenue where my life is not going anywhere. The 15-year-olds out there that are YouTube millionaires. I should be a YouTube millionaire. You have other people making millions. I should be a millionaire at 15. And then you're like, boom, then you watch a video on Instagram, like, boom, this is me now at 18, with a Lamborghini in the back, coming out of private jets. And you're like, whoa. Newsflash, that's not true. Okay? That's not true. Okay, that's not, no. That's a newsflash. That's not true. Okay? So, now that we're on the same page, you're not going to become an overnight success. Okay? 18-year-old millionaires are not the norm. Okay? Especially in the world we live in, is very competitive. You're just going to have to understand that you're going to have to develop systems. So what you got to do is start first and say, walk backwards and say, okay, this is the goal I want. And then you walk backwards from that. Set systems, right? Like, for instance, if weight loss is your thing, you say, you know what? It's not about the goal. Stop being focused on the goal, because the more you focus on the goal, because reality is you're not going to hit the goal, but you're going to hit the activity you have to hit. If you set a goal for losing 10, 15, 20 pounds, rather than being focused on losing 10, 15, 20 pounds, boom, just be focused on, I'm going to show up in the gym every day for an hour. Doesn't matter how I feel. Just show up in the gym every day for an hour and then go from there. Right. But I got to run to a meeting really quickly. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. Feel free to like the video. Feel free to subscribe to the video. And thanks again for everybody watching me. Thanks for everyone joining me. And listen, I know this was a little shorter than usual, but we're kind of ramping up right now on the business side of things. As you guys know, we have a virtual assistant service, and we do, but then I've been called back in, so we kind of have a virtual assistant service going on, and we have our AI appointment service that we're kind of working on right now, which hopefully I should have it ready soon. So we're kind of ramping up on schedule there. So kind of crazy time. But I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to make this video because I know there's somebody out there that's watching it. If there's going to get thousands of people watching it, I just want one person. If I can help one person become better, that's all I care about. Because if that one person get better, they touch another one person. Next, you know, boom. Chain effect. But that's it, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Enjoy. Love you. And bye-bye.